mechanical watch is a complex piece of precise engineering. Watches have been made for hundreds of years without any electronics. The inner parts of a mechanical watch keep time by complex interactions of springs, gears, and wheels that are precisely made to keep time down to the fifth of a second. In a watch, there are three main concepts that come together to make it work. There is stored energy that drives the mechanism, a system to control the release of the stored energy, and a way of recording the release of that stored energy as time. You can see all of these concepts in the main gear train of a mechanical watch. The energy needed to power the watch is stored as elastic potential energy in the mainspring of the watch, which is housed in the mainspring barrel. This mechanism allows for the mainspring to be wound without turning the barrel, and when the spring pushes back after being wound, this latch prevents it from doing so, forcing the mainspring to rotate the entire barrel. Now that we see where the power comes from, let's take a look at how it's regulated. The balance wheel and the hairspring are the two main parts of the mechanism that regulates the release of the mainspring's elastic potential energy. The balance wheel is carefully weighted so it is always in a balanced position. When it is pushed, the hairspring contracts and bounces back with almost the exact same force that it was pushed with. This is the basis of the regulatory mechanism. The push comes from a device called the pallet fork, which pushes on a knob on the balance wheel. When the hairspring pushes back, it also pushes the pallet fork back into its original position, so another push can be applied. The force to push the pallet fork comes from a special type of wheel called an escape wheel, which pushes against a jewel in the arm of the pallet fork. Another jewel on the other arm of the fork locks the escape wheel and prevents it from moving until the pallet fork is back in its original position. This mechanism creates the ticking, iconic of a mechanical watch. The last thing we need is a way to use the energy contained in the mainspring to drive the ticking assembly we just talked about. If the mainspring were to be attached directly to the escape wheel, the energy contained in it would be released entirely in a matter of seconds. A few gears placed in between the mainspring barrel and the escape wheel can extend the power of the mainspring for over a day. In this sped up animation of the watch, you can see how just the tiniest rotation of the mainspring barrel can drive the escape wheel many times. At real life speeds, this rotation of the mainspring barrel would be too small to even be visible. Finally, we can use this setup to record the passage of time. Gears with specific ratios translate the rotation of the central gear train into hours, minutes, and seconds for us to see.